Hello everybody, Ruby Morrow here, coach of your Gliscor, bringing you today's Week 6 PPL D2 Team Builder video. Last week we went up against Monotui and the Tampa Bay Luxrays and suffered a devastating 2-0 loss. Now this was very unfortunate because we were sitting at 4th in the polls and now we fell further back, so I'll get more into that later. But last week was not fun. I enjoyed that minimally. I felt I prepared well. Maybe I was a little too situational. I shouldn't have let Keldeo die off so easily. But moving on to this week, where we face Travistey and the North Melbourne Kangaskhans. Now this is especially important because, breaking kayfabe here, this is a Travis versus Travis battle. My real name is Travis, his real name is Travis, and this week we go up against each other. Now unfortunately, or not unfortunately, but he lives in Australia, and I live here in the great state of Ohio. And we were supposed to battle today. I was supposed to wake up and real early in battle at like 8 on a Saturday, but I overslept and I wasted his time, and that's something I don't like to do. He's a great guy. I have enjoyed talking to him lately, team building and whatnot. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to try my hardest to beat him. His team consists of Mega Sableye, Togekiss, Kyurem, Nidoqueen, Darmanitan, Cobalion, Celebi, Lantern, and the always scary Whatnot. We are currently 2-2-1. 2 wins, 2 losses, and 1 tie, with a +3 differential, which isn't bad, which means we are killing more than we're dying, and hopefully we can bump that up. I would love to be a +9, 6-0 this week, but that's unlikely. So of his team, this is who I have planned for and what I expect him to bring. I expect him to bring Mega Sableye. I expect him to be physically defensive to deal with Mamoswine and Charizard. I expect him to bring Togekiss because Togekiss completely shuts down Keldeo. Kyurem, because I'm forced to bring Flygon. Nidoqueen, I expect, because, again, like I said, Flygon, Scarf Ice Beam, Life Orb Ice Beam, it just does a lot of work to everything. Now, Darmanitan is something that I would bring because it hits like a truck, but seeing how I plan for Victini, I don't know if he's going to take that into consideration, but Darmanitan does get Earthquake to deal with Charizard. Cobalion is my biggest problem, especially when I'm trying to decide on what I want to lead with, because he has run Magnet Rise Cobalion, and I could see that coming this week. I don't really expect the Celebi, because Celebi is, I can set up on Celebi. It's not that dangerous to me, but it could deal with Keldeo if I'm not running something special. More into that later. Lantern, I would love if he brings Lantern. Lantern is the ultimate setup fodder for me. And why not? Do I think he could bring it? I think he could, especially knowing that Charizard does a lot to his team. After Charizard kills something, if he wants to just guarantee a kill to Charizard, he could run Focus Sash. Here comes Charizard. He goes counter, dead Charizard. So moving on to what I am bringing is, like I said, first off, Charizard. Charizard hasn't really done much so far. I didn't bring him last week because not the greatest matchup, but this week has a phenomenal matchup. I'm bringing Jolly because after a Dragon Dance, I can outspeed that Choice Scarf Kyurem, which I'm expecting him to bring. I'm bringing Flare Blitz and Earthquake as my attacking moves because if Mega Sableye comes in, I can't straight up kill it with a Flare Blitz at +1. So maybe he comes in on a switch, I hit it hard, and if I'm whittled down on health, he might want to go for a Sucker Punch, but then I can roost up and then kill him. But like I said, I have enough speed to outspeed Kyurem. I expect Charizard to do a lot of good things this week. He's a beast. He needs to do something. Show people why he's worth what he is. Moving on is another somewhat standard set is my Mamoswine. I wanted to lead Mamoswine, but there's a couple things like a Choice Scarf Kyurem, but more specifically, the Cobalion. Not only could he use Magnet Rise Cobalion, but he naturally outspeeds, and a close combat just obliterates Mamoswine. Because he has so many things that Mamoswine, again, can do so much work to. Togekiss, Nidoqueen, Darmanitan, Celebi, Lantern. Mamoswine is essential. Now I have the Lumberry. Lumberry is specifically there for Sableye. He comes in on the switch. I go for Earthquake. He hits me with a Will-O-Wisp. I hit him with another Earthquake. That third Earthquake will kill him. Moving on is another standard set. I brought Scarf Flygon multiple weeks. I brought a special Flygon, and this week I'm bringing Jolly Flygon to outspeed Darmanitan. And to outspeed the non-choice scarfed Nidoqueen, I have a Yachi Berry. Won't do much against a Kyurem because Kyurem is just so freaking strong. But the Yachi Berry is there for a scarfed Nidoqueen. I can live one Ice Beam from a modest scarfed Nidoqueen. If I outspeed, I can kill him with an Earthquake or severely injure him with an Earthquake. If he outspeeds me, hits me with a Yachi, hits me with an Ice Beam, my Yachi Berry will go off. I can hit him with an Earthquake, switch out into something else like Keldeo, and run wild. Flygon, again, isn't bulky, and it is my projected lead. Turn 1, I lead Flygon, he leads Darmanitan maybe. He switches out into Togekiss, I hit him with a Stone Edge. 2 Stone Edges, kill Togekiss. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Maybe he leads Cobalion. Again, expect me to be Scarfed. If he's Air Balloon, I'm just going to pop the Air Balloon real quick and move on. Now, like I said last week, I did not have much fun. I felt I was a little too predictable. So this week, I decided to go way out into right field and pull something out of my hat that I don't think many people would expect. And that is a fully, specially defensive, calm-natured Jolteon. Jolteon is known to be a fast, usually Specs or Life Orb attacker. But this week, it is a leftovers with no offensive move. That's right. I am max specially defensive with enough speed to outspeed everything on his team, and the rest is put into the rest of his bulk. I have Light Screen, Agility, Baton Pass, Thunder Wave. Those 4 moves will help the next few mons that I have potentially sweep and put big dents in his team. With that being said, Granbull. That's right. Offensive, choice-banded, jolly Granbull. I've brought Granbull, and most people see Granbull as my defensive wall or defensive tank. I've used him as utility with Heal Bell, with Thunder Wave, Super Fang, but this week we're going balls to the wall, offensive, choice banded, play rough, Earthquake, Stone Edge, close combat. I wanted to go Life Orb to ensure that I can maybe sweep with Granbull, but I have to run Jolly to outspeed Nidoqueen, and Life Orb just didn't hit hard enough. Granbull, again, I know this is supposed to be competitive. I hope this Granbull can be competitive, but I want to have fun. I don't want to be predictable, and I just don't want to be sitting there miserable and losing. If I want to lose, I want to lose in a way that I know I pulled out all the stops, all the tricks, all the bunnies out of my hat, and maybe leave someone smiling. Now, the next one is something that, once the Togekiss is gone, can sweep, and that is my Keldeo. I'm bringing an Assault Vest Keldeo with 252 special attack, 252 HP, and 4 defense. Now you might be saying, how are you going to sweep? You're too slow. That goes back to the Jolteon. Once I put an agility pass on here, I can sweep the rest of his team once the darn Togekiss is gone. Like I said, Togekiss is coming. It's special for the Keldeo. Now you might be saying, oh, Celebi shuts down Keldeo, but not when you have HP Bug. If he's physically defensive, Togekiss, I think 2-3 Hydro Pumps kill. I don't know about after leftovers, but he has Roost. But like I said, Light Screen, Agility, Baton Pass, Keldeo minus the Togekiss sweeps the rest of his team, and that is awesome. Last week we lost. The week before that, we tied. So far, we haven't won in the past 3 weeks. Let's take a closer look at the standings. Last week, we were in 4th place. Now we dropped all the way to 8th place. Still not in the bottom 4, which is something that I do not want to be in. Hopefully, I never have to be that far. Hopefully, I can go nowhere but up. Things weren't great last week, and they could not have come at a worse time. Everybody who was below us won. Basically, in contention won. And nobody above us lost except for Troy, and that really doesn't affect him because he's still 2nd. So this week is a very big make or break week. If we win, we can shoot right back up into 4th place. If we lose, we can go down to 10th, I think is the lowest we can go. But again, a loss would basically put us out of contention for the top 3. And that's only with 3 losses. Now you might be saying 3 losses is still good enough to be top 3, but not with that stupid tie I had. Looking forward to my next matches, I have the only, there's 2. There's Troy and the Combi Wanderers, which is next week after this match, which is, again, big top 3 implications. And then the Melbourne Victory Stars, which are the 2 that I'm looking forward to. Again, the rest are important, but I need to win this week specifically to want to be top 3. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy this week's match. I hope I enjoy this week's match. Stay tuned for more PPL D2 action.